What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. Hunter x Hunter, chapter 356. You guys did it again. I think we're going on like the fourth week in a row, third week in a row. 355 and 354 last week both got 100 likes each episode. So here we are again. Patreon members, I'm actually going to have this up like Sunday night. So if you're asleep by the time this goes, you guys will see this Sunday night / Monday. YouTube, this will be up Friday. And then Patreon members 357 should be up Thursday. And then YouTube, you guys will see that on Saturday. I feel like we had some good comments on the last couple videos. It really helped clarify some things and how things were able to be activated and so on and so on. There's still definitely some questions in there. Like I said, since we're seeing it through Hisoka's point of view and he's trying to understand it as you, the reader, is trying to understand it, definitely makes it difficult. But we're slowly piecing it together. You guys let me know that the clones do stay activated with the sun and the moon. I guess the only thing that hasn't been asked yet, which is basically it allows Crollo to have the clones out there without needing to have gallery fake activated. Now, the question that I have that I put, I'm just scrolling down real quick to make sure we have the arrow working. There we go. The question that I have that I asked some of you that left me that comment, you don't have to have gallery fake activated if you marked the stamped clones with the sun, the sun and the moon. You use gallery fake to create them, you stamp them, and then touch them with the sun and the moon. Will keep them activated on their task, or at least keep them from disappearing. This was the question that I had. When the head is taken off, because Hisoka's still going by that fact that to make sure these stamped clones don't keep attacking, I need to decapitate them, destroy the head. Now, we know up to this point that doing that won't make the clones disappear. The body will still remain. Now, my question is, can the body still follow out the command given once the head is taken off? Or the only thing that happens, the only difference now is that the clones don't disappear. They still can't do the commands when they take off their head, or are they still good to go even headless after they've been copied, stamped, and then marked with the sun? That's kind of the only question I'm at right now. There was a confusing part here where it was made to seem that Crollo was using 3 abilities, but you guys let me know that that's impossible. He can only do 2 at a time, and that the sun allows them to still, I don't want to say still be active, but at least they don't disappear once they've been marked with the sun. And that was kind of the big revelation that Crollo had at the beginning, talking about, Nen after death and how powerful it is. I don't know if we've seen it. Maybe we'll see it here. I just need to know if the clones still follow out their command even after the head has been taken off, or they're still not going to be able to move or do anything after the head's been taken off. The only difference is now that the body won't disappear, or the clone won't disappear. So what I'm thinking happened is, and then you guys let me know that the entire body detonates. So what I'm guessing that happened to Hisoka's hand right here, Crollo has the black voice antenna in the body of the head that Hisoka is holding. So the head that Hisoka has, the body is still somewhere out there, still at least, I don't want to say active, but it's still there. It hasn't disappeared, because we know, because the head hasn't disappeared. Which makes me think that once the head is taken off, even though the body still remain, they can't follow through with commands. Or maybe that command would be a little too specific for a marked body to hold, a marked body to do. Either way, I think that the body that corresponds to the head that Hisoka had the black antenna in it, and he then gave it the command to squat. Now, I don't know where the sun and the moon on that. Maybe he had the sun marked on the back of the leg and the moon on the back of the calf, or whatever it might have been. But whatever that squat command did, it touched the sun and the moon, which made the body explode, which made the hand explode. Now I am kind of trying to figure out if that assumption is correct, that the black antenna can even do that, because we've seen, I guess it depends how damaged they've been, because I think we've seen a point with Shalnark that once the body, I don't want to say once the body is dead, but somehow there's a line to where it's so far damaged that he can't command it anymore. We've seen him say like, oh, it's broken, this one's broken now. I don't know if a head being taken off counts as broken. Could you manipulate a headless corpse with Shalnark's ability? With my explanation, you would say yes. But yeah, so even though we got explanations, Crollo's just depth of what all can happen is just pretty insane. So hopefully we'll find out more, and we'll just get it going here. I'm actually going to start taking notes on my phone because we just go through way too much paper. Yeah, so we'll be typing it here, so just so you guys know that we are paying attention. And let's just go ahead and do it. Chapter 356, titled Unfortunate. And what's wild is, I don't know if this is the perfect combo for Hisoka, like the perfect combo against him, but say this doesn't work, right? Hisoka's been pushed around, punched, kicked. He is now missing, he has a nub for a hand. We don't even know what Crollo still has access to in that book. That's the scary part. Like, I'm sure he has a backup set of abilities if this doesn't work, but man, this is a lot. So, all right, Hisoka says good. Now, does he say good? Now here, I'm guessing this is showing the explosion of his hand, and he says good. Like, okay, it helps him, even though he's losing. I feel like it's helping piece the puzzle together of him trying to figure this all out. Because even though he says good here, this is making me think the hand has exploded, or it hasn't happened yet, or he doesn't know. Yeah, okay. I feel like even though his hand exploded, he's slowly piecing some things together. So he sees his hand explode, and then he says, "Oh, I see. That was when." So at some point here, did he stamp? I don't know. I don't know where the other moon stamp was, which I'm guessing is what Hisoka is like having an aha moment about. Let's kind of figure out as we go. That over there was the body. He kept track of which body the head belonged to when I severed it. What is this showing in it? Oh, so this is the actual explosion that we see here. So this is the body exploding and then the head exploding with it. That over there was the body. The one that squatted was the body. And he kept track of which body the head belonged to when I severed it. He seemed to be reeling from getting hit, but it was to conceal the time it took to turn the body into a maximum power bomb. The body can't make itself explode. He marked someone with the minus and manipulated him with the cell phone, making him touch the body's plus mark. Yeah, that's what I figured. So this is kind of answering maybe my question, that even though the stamped sun copies don't dissolve into thin air once their heads are taken off, they still won't follow the command. So there won't be just a bunch of headless horseman bodies running around after Hisoka. They're still pretty much useless, except for they are ticking time bombs, but they would have to be manipulated. So it's not like all of them are just going to explode at once. It would have to happen like this. If they're headless, and we see all these bodies laying around here, Crollo can't give a command and have all of them explode. It's not like they're all laced with like dynamite in them, and one of them explodes and then it'll just cause a chain reaction and the whole stadium will blow up. If one explodes, the others would have to be triggered, touching the plus and minus. So I'm guessing, like he said, they can't act after the head has been taken off. They just don't disappear and can still be commanded to explode at any time. But again, Crollo would have to go attach the antenna, which is asking a lot, because he would have to somehow get in here, which he did at some point, but we haven't seen him like down in there since this time. He marked someone with the minus and manipulated him with the cell phone, making him touch the body's plus mark. The gum I kept on the ceiling for insurance is now gone. That is pretty bad. The gum he kept on the ceiling. What does he mean, the gum he kept on the ceiling? Now that his fingers are exploded? Because I felt like... Because again, we've seen him go out of like all fingers, and we've seen it... Maybe he can only do it from extremities. I don't know if Hisoka can shoot bungee gum out from his elbow or anything wild like that. But is he saying that he had, like, I guess, bungee gum from a finger? Because it always looked like it was coming from the whole hand, attached to the head, and maybe had a second one attached to the ceiling, but as he says, that is now gone. That is pretty bad. Again, like, I would love to see this animated and to see his, like, internal thoughts, because even right now, he doesn't look shook. He's just still kind of piecing it together. It's unfortunate I won't be able to make my time ruminating over your strategy. This is the real 11th hour. Alright? He pulls in a different body. So, again, like, he still doesn't even look shook. The man's been getting the shit beat out of him. He is now losing a hand. That's permanent. Well, let's not say permanent. We have... I don't know if Machi is going to come help, reattach something. Well, she only reattached. I'm sure there's... Knowing who Hisoka knows and all he's traveled and been through, I'm sure there's somebody out there that has the Nen ability to, regenerate body parts. Maybe not like if you get chopped off from the waist, they can't save you there, but maybe they could regrow back things, so I wouldn't be surprised. But again, the man is not shook. He is not shook. So he pulls in another body, rips off the head. Alright, so he's just doing the same thing again. Now he's just, has a different head. But again, you better keep track of that body, or you're going to have problems. So he takes off the head, and all the bodies are now coming after him again. And he's holding on. Oh, okay, so he is holding on to the body just so that doesn't happen again. Because if Crollo gets down on the floor, or Crollo is mixed in with these zombie copies, and he antennas this again, gives the command, we're going to be right back to where we were. He's going to lose his other hand. All right. He's, again, using the hand and the body as a shield. My left hand won't be able to make precise Nen manipulations. I still have my legs. So it looks like he can do bungee gum from his feet, which we've seen. Can he, like, I don't know, can he do it from each toe? Because we've seen him do it from each finger. And he's still saying, it's still I'm under the impression that he can still do it with the hand. It just won't be precise. Like he said, being able to maybe like pinpoint something and like use a finger for something else. So there he goes again, keeping hold of the body. So he bungee gummed here to like the second level seating, shrinks it, and what, he's just gonna fly up there. It's wild. Like, this is a dope kind of panel transition here, because we see what he's doing, and this makes the panel split, so this panel and this panel, but it's also being used for the same time of him, trajectorying up to the second level. So we see him shrink, he's sitting on the wall like Spider-Man. And yeah, I had this conversation, I had a couple people bring this up, saying we still don't know how the bodies were able to do this like World War Z zombie thing, but not naturally fall. It's not like they were being held up by Nen. I had two people say that this fight crowd is kind of like a members only club, and it's for like higher up, I guess, patrons that would come see these fights. So it wouldn't be out of the realm to think that everybody in the stands, or majority of them, is versed in Nen or has like used Nen at some point. So maybe they're subconsciously able to keep each other up in the air with the Nen. I haven't heard that from more than a couple people, so I don't think that's true. And I don't want to say it's like a writing flaw, but them being able to kind of like wave on top of each other and stay up without kind of like bottoming out. Does it really matter? No, but I don't see how it's possible. So here they go again. They're just following that man sitting on the wall. And yeah, I had a lot of people, they say, hey, if I was in the stands, I would have left. There's no reason to see this fight. Like, I would have been out of there. But hey, people paid money. I guess they want to see it. So here they go again. So he's got bungee gum on both feet sitting there. What the hell is all this? I think he's just throwing. Yeah, it looks like he's just throwing the head, hitting one after another, after another, after another. Crazy. Yeah, so he's he's traversing the wall. I mean, pretty much like he's Spider-Man. Now he doesn't have Hisoka. Where's the body? Where is the body, bro? He had it with him, and then when he went on his Spider-Man thing, I thought he was making a smart point to hold on to this. All this commotion and you running around like Peter Parker and shit, you don't even know what Krollo is currently looking like or who is actually Krollo. He could have somebody looking like him, manipulate them to go down there. I mean, I don't see why that would be impossible. Put the antenna in one, give the one that you're manipulating with the antenna the other antenna, give the command to go down there and stick that specific body. He could do it that way. He could be looking like somebody else. He could look like one of these clones, has a stamp on its head, and he could go down there. I think we're making some miscalculations here. So he's running across the wall. And again, how the hell they're doing this, like how they're traversing on the wall with him is pretty crazy. Find Hisoka. Go to the second floor. When you do... Oh, wow. We're seeing all of them with the plus minus, plus minus. Is this Krollo on the mic again? Does that say self-destruct? Yeah. I don't know if we're just hearing this from the intercom perspective again, or this is a command. This is a new command given. I can't remember if this has been clarified yet or not. He could give... Can he change the command, the stamped commands at any time? Because we know the command initially was break Hisoka. Now we're seeing find Hisoka, go to the second floor. When you find him, detonate. So as soon as they find him, they're going to self-destruct right next to him. That's the new command. So we went from break Hisoka to find him, self-destruct. Is that being said over the intercom again? Or, I don't know. His best bet is to take off the heads and just kind of stay away from the clones, because if they're unable to move without being manipulated by the antenna, that would, you know, be his best bet. And I mean, they're just going crazy. They're actually going crazy for this man. Oh, shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. We don't even know, like, who up... He's been just dodging. I don't know how long this has been going on time-wise. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, who knows. Hisoka has been on the run trying to calculate what's happening. I don't know, calculate. You have no idea what Krollo has amassed in that time in the stands. We have absolutely no idea. We see people looking. You don't know who's mixed in here as a clone, just waiting. They just got the new command. Like, I don't know if these people falling from the top here are people from this row up here. Is this just people catching up to him and just spilling over? You don't know. Like, he could go up to the third row, and that whole row could be... Again, look. So, okay, so I think it is. We're seeing this front row of people here, and they all look like their heads have been stamped. So they're all looking over, right next to him, go to the second floor, dropping down, and they're self-destructing. Jesus, he's not gonna be able to do it fast enough. He's not gonna be able to take their heads off fast enough. Boom. You know what's wild? All these people here that are not clones are now dead. Like, you should have gotten the hell out when you had the chance. Oh, wow. Clearly, Hisoka's not dead from that. Did he lose another arm, or... Let's kind of find out what happened here. We see all the explosion here, but we still see Hisoka here, who looks to be fine. I'm guessing this is him kind of coming out of the smoke here at the end. Again, we see all these zombies, all these people. I mean, he definitely felt it. It looks like he's like covering his face. I mean, it's chaos. Why you would still be in the stands, I don't know. Holy shit. Okay. I can't tell what of this is... So he still has the hand... He still has the head in his hand, but I can't tell, like, are these people running for the exits? But these people look so aggressive, like they're about to kamikaze again. Like he's coming towards this rafter. They don't look like they have stamps on their heads, but they're looking so aggressive. Like some of them look like they're trying to run, and some of them look like they're copies. And they're like, "Oh, there's Hisoka. We're jumping off. We're detonating." Oh lordy! On the ground, I fall prey to the puppets. If I'm propelled to the opposite side, the puppet bombs are waiting for me. Yeah. Extend the gum to the ceiling. Yeah, that's the only safe place he could be right now, is literally on the ceiling. Oh god. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this from the current explosion? Is this foot gone? Then, well, fine then. My left leg. Wow, it's gone. Did it happen right here? Because he looks to be like analyzing and semi-calm. On the ground, I fall prey to the puppets. If I'm propelled to the opposite side, the puppet bombs are waiting for me. Extend the gum to the ceiling. Did he just now... I mean, maybe he's just going through so much that he didn't have time to really analyze what the hell just happened to him. Then he's like, all right, got to get to the ceiling. It's the safest place. And he was planning to do it with his right leg. And when he went to do it, he noticed, oh, shit, I don't have a right. I don't have a right foot. And then he's like, fine, I'll use my left. So the man has lost a hand. He's lost a foot. Oh, shit. Is this one that's been... I don't know if this one has an antenna in it, but this is point blank in this man's chest. I'm trying to piece together how the hell this just happened. If he's going to the ceiling, or did this catch him before he got to the ceiling? It looks like he's trying to put the bungee gum up to the ceiling and then use the shrink. And before he gets there, did somebody from here, just like from the top ropes, coming off the top ropes, like Rey Mysterio type shit, did they just fall on his ass and they're gonna explode? Or is one of these specifically being manipulated with the black voice? I don't know. But this dude's gonna explode, Hisoka. What the hell are you about to do? Gasp, gasp. There's Krollo sitting right there. This one's going to explode. I must escape to the ceiling. It looks like he threw it, almost. It looks like he's throwing multiple bodies at it. Like, how is he... What the hell? How is he doing this? Like, he's chucking grown... Whether they're grown men or grown puppets, they still have weight to them. How is Krollo pulling this off? I mean, it's nice to see the man. We haven't seen him in a while. Just hanging out. Wham, thud. He's trying to get to the ceiling, but, like, honestly cannot make it there. So we're seeing his right hand connected to the head that has the fingers. What is happening here? Am I going to die? He's sitting on the ground. He never made it to the ceiling. So is this him right here getting hit and this cloud of smoke is him on the ground, or is that just leftover explosions? No, this is the thud. Bodies are dropping on him. So I'm trying to think what happened here. He's trying to escape to the ceiling. It looks like bodies like right above him as he was trying to escape, or like, no, we're not letting that happen. Whether that's from the stamp command or those are ones are being specifically intended. I don't want to say those are being specifically black voiced, because how would he, unless Krollo's that much of a chess master that he knew that Hisoka was going to end up at this point right here, I'm going to use my black antenna, which is very, scarce. I'm going to use it on a couple right here, so when he ends up right here and he tries to escape to the ceiling, they're going to drop on him. I don't want to discredit Krollo, the man's pretty clean, but maybe these are just regular stamp puppets that, oh, they see Hisoka, they're just dive bombing his ass. So he keeps trying to escape, but he's got bodies falling on him. Now, what is this key blast we're seeing right here that looks like it's coming from Krollo? Almost like he threw something at him. I don't know. I thought he was throwing bodies at him, but this just looks like bodies falling from the top. Hisoka hits the ground. He has... Because right here, it's hard to tell what's happening, but I'm guessing this shot of him here is him on the ground. He has no leg. He's missing an arm. Am I going to die? It's going to end right here, but you can surmise that it's like a pack of zombies. They see you, you're on the ground, there's nothing you can do. They're going to pounce on you. And what's wild is it's not like, oh, if I could just get out of here without getting bit or without getting scratched or them, like infecting me, I'll be okay. Bro, they're going to detonate. So he'd have to get to the ceiling immediately, which I'm guessing he's going to make it to the ceiling. But he's got to take the fucking bungee gum off this head and put it to the ceiling and shrink it immediately. Unless he says he can't do precision things with his hand. Maybe it doesn't have to be that precision. But did we see him connect the ceiling with the right leg bungee gum or no? No, he just said, fine, I'll use my left leg, but we never saw him actually get it up there. The only thing he currently has bungee gum connected to that I'm aware of is the head that's in his hand. And he straight up says, am I going to die? Like, how does he plan to get out of this? Unless Chrollo's like, alright, that's enough. If I'm going to die anyway, then what? I mean, the explosion's going to be huge. If I'm going to die anyway, then what is he going to do? Just like sit there and take it? Like not go down laying down? Does he have an attack that like, I don't know, does, you know how like animes go, does he have something up his sleeve that like he never takes out because he knows it's dangerous and he's like, well, fluff it. If this is going to kill me anyway, I might as well try this ability. I don't know if it'll work, but it might keep me alive in this instant. I mean, just straight explosion and the chapter ends. I don't know who this is. Is this Machi? It looks like Machi, kinda. Absolutely wild. I mean, there wasn't anything here as far as like, okay, what's the next step in that ability? That was kind of like, held me for a loop. The only kind of thing that we kind of got hung up on is like what's happening right here with Chrollo, because it looks like something is emitting from Chrollo that was used to maybe distract, or the only reason I say that because it could just be the explosion and this is just like blast coming from the explosion, but it doesn't look the same as like other blasts that we've seen. Is because Chrollo looks like he just threw something, like he's got that follow through, like he did something. It's not like he's just standing there like we see him here. And what's wild is like he's just watching this happen. He's literally, I mean, and it's a round of applause to this man because how fast he's been able to pump this all out. Granted, I'm guessing this hasn't been going on for hours. Maybe we're like 10 minutes in. The fact that he's been able to stamp and do this, and I guess like we kind of said, he might have planned for this because he told, even Hisoka made the statement that Chrollo's been like getting his cards together. He's been, piecing this together, getting ready for this moment, collecting. And what's wild is like this would, even though this is specifically like pushing Hisoka to the point of death, this would fuck with a lot of people. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head of people we've seen. Now, I haven't seen, the princes and all that kind of stuff, and Miriam and Netero and the Royal Guards. Leave them out. Those are like the S class. Leave them out from the exception. Who is really handling this like it's not an issue? Kurapika's not. I don't think Gon's handling it like it's like this is not going to be this difficult. Killua, no. Put Silva and them like out of the equation. I'm just talking like remove the S tier. Take out, Gang, Miriam, beyond Netero. You know what I'm talking about. Guards, all that kind of stuff. But come down a step. Go into that like Hisoka, Illumi, Killua, Gon, Kite type class. Who is not struggling with this is the question of the day, because I don't see like what could really happen. Like Gon could, use like his rock paper and just explode maybe quicker than Hisoka could plucking him out. But how long can he keep that up? And it's not like he can emit it from every direction. It just, I don't know. This is like, I know he was collecting for Hisoka, but I feel like this would collect and mess up a lot of people. Yeah, so this is the only kind of hang up of like what's actually happening here. What it looks like to me is there's bodies on this rafter here that are stamped, and they see Hisoka. The command is when you see him, get close to him, detonate. But it also looks like Chrollo's doing something else here. I don't know if this is a different ability because We can only use 2 at a time. So we have to be turned to the stamped page. I'm guessing the stamped page has to be one of the abilities because he is currently giving out a command. I don't know if this got answered. Maybe we already talked about it, but once he's created the copies and once the command is given, can he then flip to something else? Or to keep the stamp activated with the command that you want, you have to keep that page opened. I'm trying to think. I'm guessing that would have to be correct because that's what we were saying before. It's allowing him to bypass having to make more clones with the sun and the moon. So he can close the page on that, go to the sun and the moon, hit them with that, and the bodies will still be there to be detonated. I'm guessing, though, for the commands to still be going, he would need to have that page at least bookmarked or stamped or just open to that page. So I'm guessing he did all this, stamped it, marked them, and then flipped back to that page? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if I'm confusing myself because I know the sun and the moon allows the bodies to not, vanish when they're decapitated. But when you're issuing new commands, do you need to have that page open? Or once they're stamped and you've given a command, you can flip to whatever you want. I'm sure you guys will kind of let me know. Because I don't know if this is a different ability here, or if this is just Krollo throwing something, or did he flip to a new page since the command was already given? I don't know. And he's trying to escape to the ceiling. We see him here. We see everything activated. And I'm guessing like this body here is just somebody that was literally right above him. One of these bodies here that we see climbing. He's like talking about escaping to the ceiling. Like, you better get up there in 0.2 seconds. And that's basically all there is to it this chapter. There wasn't anything really much to dive into, like, oh, what was that ability, or what does that mean? It's pretty much just more of the same. More of the copies, more of the black voice, more of the stamps, more of the gallery fake, the sun and the moon. Hisoka just really being on the defense. Now, I'm curious. I'm really, really curious how this fight ends, because we're saying it's to the death. I feel like it would have been really hard, but I do good without spoilers. I feel like it'd be really hard for me. Like, I've never heard a whiff of Hisoka being dead anywhere, in any comment section on any Twitter thing I've looked at. But I've also never seen anything with Krollo being dead. And then you know how animes go, when all signs point to when someone's been getting their ass beat, when they've been getting pressed the entire fight, when they've been behind after step after step after step, and it looks like they can't, they're losing, they lost a hand, they lost a leg. Somehow they come out on top. So I'm sitting here waiting for like Hisoka's like moment, because we haven't had it yet. He did strike Krollo once, which I'm waiting to see if that comes back into play with some kind of bungee gum that might have been attached. But Hisoka hasn't had a moment this entire fight. In anime fights, not even typically, I mean, they majority like never go like that. Even if someone's severely underpowered, they'll usually have something where they boost up and catch somebody slipping for just even like half the fight. Hisoka has not had that moment at all. So unless this completely is a one-sided fight and Hisoka dies, if Krollo agrees, clean yourself up and come back to me again and we'll do it, we'll run it back. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're talking about that over there is the body. He kept track of the body. He marked it. I'm guessing he marked the body, and then this right here, I think, kind of answers the question. He marked someone with the minus, the plus and the minus, the sun and the moon, manipulated them with the cell phone, making him touch the body plus and minuses. So we are saying that even though, because I think we've seen when Shalinark's puppets have been killed, that they're kind of broken and unable to be used. So I don't know if there's anything stipulating that Krollo would be able to manipulate one with the black voice that's headless, because that would typically be dead, but maybe I've got that wrong. It's unfortunate. I won't be able to, take my time, contemplating your strategy. And, he grabs a new body, but he loses track of the body. So, and he still has that head on him. And if that one wasn't caught in the explosion, that could still be used against him later. But I don't see Hisoka falling for that a second time. So like get rid of the head would be my, just instead of trying to like see where's that body, I would just get rid of the head. My left hand won't be able to make precise manipulations. We see him going crazy, you know, trying to get out of there. He bungee gums the like second level rafters and just starts taking off like Spider-Man. I'm guessing this is him just dotting him up, dotting him up with the head. And it's just still too much to keep up with. He's running. Why these people haven't evacuated, don't ask me. How they're still all suspended here in the air, also don't ask me. And so this command here, is this just Chrollo talking and we're walking around as like if we're the puppet hearing the command, or is this over the intercom again? I'm thinking it's maybe from the perspective of the puppets. This is a new command being given. But then I'm also wondering like how the commands work. How are all of them getting this command? Again, do I just flip the book back open to that page that with the stamp and I can just say a command out loud since I have the book open and that'll work that way? Or do they all need to specifically hear it? I'm not sure. Find Hisoka, go to the second floor. When you do, self-destruct right next to him. Everybody up here looks to be stamped, you know, just waiting for this man, and here they come. Boom, explosion. Looks like he gets out of there, but not without losing half a leg. He doesn't even notice he's missing half a leg. Again, here, these people, half of them look like they're ready to pounce, and they're waiting for him to get there. So before he even gets the bungee gum, I think that moment of him realizing that he didn't have a leg, and he's like, oh, okay, I'll do it with my other leg. That instance right there, I think, cost him of getting, like, dived on right here. Before he can even get the bungee gum to the ceiling, he's like, all right, I got to use my other leg. And by the time he can crank that other leg around, we see the bungee gum, I think, here, that's going to be going to the ceiling. He just gets doved on. Doved on again, and then... So I'm trying to see what's happening here. So we see Chrollo here, and it looks like he's holding somebody by the neck. Oh, he did. So he did throw this dude. Oh, that's what I was looking at. So Hisoka sees Chrollo as he got hit with that body. Chrollo has some dude by the collar here, reels him back. Okay, so he did throw it. I must escape to the ceiling. He's trying to get to the ceiling. He has that other body on him. Chrollo throws a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that's an actual either copy or human and hits him with it, which makes him fall straight to the ground. He can't get to the ceiling. And he's laying on the ground, and yeah, okay. I think I answered the questions to that. But anything else, what's happening here? What's some undercover, like, Super Saiyan, Zenkai boost, you know, rage monster about to happen here? I don't know if this is an ability that's going to save his life. If it's an ability that he normally wouldn't use because we know it might drain him or cost him his life or leave him vulnerable. He says, if I'm going to die anyway, then is he just planning to take it? Like standing up? Or he's going to bust out something we haven't seen? We'll just have to wait to see. And then you guys answer any questions. I know the sun and the moon and the gallery fake and the stamps. And I'm pretty much, I guess what I'm hung up on now is the stamp in the command. Once I give a command, can I then close it? Or will that... I mean, I could bookmark it. I know we're using the bookmark for 2 abilities, but I'm pretty sure the stamp is only used... You only need 1 hand for the stamp. But I could... I don't know why you wouldn't. I know he said that because it was hard. He needed to create the bookmark to be able to use ability that had 2 hands and still, you know, be able to use it. But could you then, in fact, use that for 2 abilities that just took 1 hand? I don't know why not. If I wanted to use an ability like the owl ability, you know, he has to hold that thing in his hand. And the stamp, you only need 1 hand to stamp. Could I just bookmark the stamped ability and be running around with my puppets after I've given them a command and still have the owl ability in my hand? They're both 1-handed abilities, but I don't know. You guys explain that to me, how the stamp commands work. If I can give that command, then close the book, and once they've been given a command, they can just go. It doesn't need to be held open, or it has to be held open or bookmarked or something along those lines. But solid stuff. I don't see how Hisoka wins unless he pulls something out of his ass or Chrollo severely messes up. I don't know, maybe Chrollo just says, hey, wipe yourself up, come back to me in a year when you're fully healed. Here's a number for somebody that can regenerate, and we'll do it again. We'll kind of see. But let me know, guys. Great stuff. Patreon members, you guys will see this around late Sunday, early Monday morning. And YouTube, you guys will see this on Friday. So again, trying to get 100 likes on this video and tomorrow's video that you guys will see. We'll pump out 2 videos next week. Appreciate it. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,